Hi everyone, welcome to Module 3 on Educational Theory. We are now in week 5 of the course, almost at the halfway point, and we're now shifting our focus from UDL to Educational Theory, which is another important point in education. And I know some of you might be rolling your eyes and thinking, Educational Theory is a little bit boring. And I acknowledge it's a little bit more abstract and it might be a little less appealing to people. But we've tried to structure this module in a way that makes it more exciting. We're using mind maps, using UDL, and showcasing the practical application of educational theory and how it's the backbone to everything in education. So this week, we're going to be reading Billings and Halstead chapter 14 on the theoretical foundations of teaching and learning. You're also going to look at all the module videos and resources, which we'll go through in a few minutes, and you're then going to, by next Sunday, 5-3, apply 4 theories to a theory mind map. And we'll go over this a little bit more, but basically you're going to create a scenario that you feel comfortable talking about in your own practice and teaching about, whether that's NG tube placement, whether that's IV insertion, whether that's central line dressing change. And then you're going to consider your audience, whether that's nursing students, whether that's experienced nurses, whether that's teaching a parent, and that if you're, depending on who you're teaching, it's going to be very different teaching, and you're going to teach it differently based on the 4 different theories that you pick. And you're going to create a mind map on it. And all of the module resources are going to help you pick your 4 different theories. And you could either pick a specific theory or you can pick a group of theories. So we'll get more into that. And then you're going to submit on 5-3 or by 5-3, both to the discussion forum, because this is a scaffolded assignment. So you're going to submit a link both to the discussion forum and to the assignment link so I can grade your mind map. And then next week we're going to discuss and give constructive feedback to our peers on our mind maps to then in the future create a educational theory paper. So let's go into the module and talk a little bit about all of this. So we're now in Module 3. You'll see there's a really great introduction video here, so please look at the Module 3 introduction video. We're then going to see our overview and objectives, some of the module resources, and at a glance what your assignments are. Now for week 5, please read your Billings and Halstead reading, as well as watching this educational theory presentation made by Dr. Jackie Murphy. You might see that how Billings and Halstead and how this educational theory overview versus how this video on educational theories categorizes the theories might be slightly different, and that might be a little frustrating for people, that it's a little bit different in terms of how everyone categorizes their theories, and honestly, that's just the nature of theories. It's a little bit more abstract, and it's okay for sources to categorize them a little bit differently. Authors' interpretations are slightly different, so please go into your mind map and go into your sources being open to that. And these are just overviews to give you ideas on what you might want to do your mind maps on. You're going to need more sources and more scholarly sources that are more in depth once you pick what theories you'd like. Moving down, there's a really great website on educational theories, as well as Benner's 5 stages of clinical competence and a video of nursing students and how it and its application. And we have a really great article here on Bonk and Who, so please read that as well. So in terms of submission, there's a really great folder, we'll get into this in a minute, with all of your mind map things. And there's a great overview video in here. Within the overview video, there is an example of a mind map, and we'll get into that. But in terms of submission, so you're going to submit by next Sunday to this link right over here on application of theory to teaching specific content mind map. When you submit here, this is how I'm going to grade you. You're also going to, at the same time, submit to educational theory mind map discussion so that next week during week 6 you can provide constructive feedback to your peers, and you're going to provide feedback to at least 2 peers. Just a caveat, and just so you're all aware, some of the forums that you can use to create your mind map default to private, so just make sure that you're creating your mind maps and making them public so that both I and your peers are able to see your mind maps and give you constructive feedback on them. And just FYI, this is a scaffolded assignment. So this week you'll be creating your mind maps, submitting it, and then next week you're going to be giving constructive feedback to your peers on your 4 different theories that you're talking about for your mind map. And then in week 9, just so you know, this is here just in case people want to see it, week 9 you'll be submitting a application of theory to teaching specific content paper. So from your 4 theories that you pick, you're going to pick 1 theory to delve into even more to create a content paper. You do not have to focus on this right now, but we put this here just in case you want to see what's to come in the future. Just FYI. So moving into our application of theory to teaching specific content mind map, we have a whole folder. This is an amazing video that goes over the entire mind map and everything that you need to do for the mind map. There's an example within this. It talks about all of the rubric. So please watch this video. It's really helpful in understanding the mind map assignment. In addition to posting the link to your mind map, you're going to have to do a synthesis on your 4 different theories. And you have a choice on how you want to do that. And it talks about this in the mind map overview, and it's in the rubric as well. You could post it as 4 different paragraphs. You could post it as a voiceover, the way that I'm doing this video. And a synthesis, just as a reminder, is not a summary of the 4 different theories. You're going to compare them, you're going to contrast them, and talk about what's different about your 4 different theories and how it elevates your mind map. So just wanted to FYI about that. And if you have any questions about your synthesis, please reach out. There's another great resource on mind maps here. And then here are some tools that you can use to create your mind map. MindMeister and Padlet are the easiest tools to use in my opinion, but all of these are free, and Padlet can be used as well if you want a more linear presentation. But feel free to use any of these. Just make sure that they're open to public so that we're all able to view them so that we can give you feedback. Here is a MindMeister tutorial as well as a Padlet tutorial so that you know how to do them, as well as different screen recording options if you decide to make your synthesis audio instead of written. So anyway, everyone, I hope you have an amazing week, and please reach out with any questions or concerns regarding your mind maps.